Hello, and this is your maths for Monday. So our learning target is to divide decimals by 10, by 100 and by 1,000. So this is the inverse of what we were doing yesterday. So the opposite, but using the same technique. Let's have a quick recap of what we were doing yesterday. So yesterday we were multiplying decimals by 10, 100 and 1,000. When we're multiplying by 10, we move the digits one place to the left. Multiplying by 100, we move the digits 2 places to the left. Multiplying by 1,000, we move the digits 3 places to the left. So today we are dividing. What do we think we're doing with the digits today? Yes, you're right. We are going to be moving the digits to the right. So exactly like before, the same number of places, just the opposite direction. So if we're dividing by 10, we move the digits one place to the right. If we're dividing by 100, we move the digits 2 places to the right. If we divide by 1,000, we move the digits 3 places to the right. If you're not sure whether you go to the left or the right, just remember that multiplying, you're always going to get bigger numbers. And if you move the digits that way, they get bigger. Dividing, if you're dividing something, if you're sharing it, you're going to end up with less, okay? Your number's going to be fewer, your number's going to be lower, so you'll need to be moving them to the right. Okay, so here we've got a nice place value chart with our number. We've got 1 10, 4 ones, 4 tenths. So we've got 14.4. And we're going to look together at what happens to this number, this decimal number, when we divide it by 10, when we divide it by 100, and when we divide it by 1,000. Now, it might be an idea today at the top of your page just to write this rule down so you've got it there to refer to. And again, really important for you today, I said this to lots of you yesterday and lots of you were doing brilliantly in using this, have a little place value grid drawn out on paper, and this would be a really good way of checking. If you write your number in pencil and then actually move those digits or kind of put arrows in, you kind of can't go wrong if you're remembering how many places and which direction. Using this is a really great way of supporting you, even if you're just feeling quite confident and just using this at the end to double check your work. So let's have a look what happens when we divide 14.4. So if we're dividing it by 10, we're moving each of the digits one place to the right. So you can see the tenths, the 4 tenths moves into the hundredths column. The ones moves into the tenths and the tens moves into the 1. So we should have there 1.44. Okay. You can do this with counters, you can do this with digits. Let's have a look at if we divide 14.4 by 100. We are moving each of those digits 2 places to the right. So 1 2, 1 2, 1 2. Okay. And for our thousands, we're moving them 3 places to the right. So 1 2 3 moves into there. Now, obviously, this one's a little bit trickier because we've got our decimal point and we can't just have this as a blank space. So we would need to put a 0 here, so 0.0144. Okay, you need to show that there is the value here is 0, so don't forget that as your placeholder there. Okay, so your work today, question 1 is all dividing by 10. Okay, so that should be fairly straightforward, just moving those digits one place. Question 2, you've got to divide by 10 for each stage. Okay. Question 3 is nice. It's kind of like it's got it going a different way. Yeah. So what are you dividing 34.2 by to give you this answer? And here we've got a nice bit of problem solving. We've got Whitney and Eva who have got, Whitney's got an opinion there. Eva disagrees with her. So who do you agree with? Is Whitney right? Is Eva right? Is there something else going on? Explain your thinking. Okay, so read through really carefully what each of the girls are saying. Think about who's right, who's wrong, and explain it there. Okay, you might want to use a number, put a number in there, and use that as an example to explain your reasoning as well. Okay.